So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Brexit means no British manufacturer able to build UK government ministerial cars. The government's next fleet of armoured ministerial vehicles will be made in Germany because supply chain issues hampered by Brexit means no British manufacturer is able to meet its requirements, The Independent has learned. So according to Wikipedia, ministerial cars need 30mm of explosive resistant steel plate underneath the body, titanium and Kevlar lined cabins, armoured windows with bullet resistant polycarbonate toughened glass, and run flat tyres. I don't know what flat tyres are. The bodywork can withstand hits from 7.62mm high velocity armour piercing rounds. All ministerial cars were made in the UK before Brexit, but given that the car industry is struggling to manufacture normal cars, I'm not surprised the UK car companies would struggle to get some of the added parts needed for the cars. And it's a global problem with producing cars, also the fact that we're heading into a recession. But getting these kind of specialist parts, I can imagine, would be quite difficult in the supply chain crisis we have currently, especially when some of these parts may be made by not the car manufacturers but OEMs, so little manufacturers who could make armor piercing rounds, for example. Or not armor piercing rounds. He could make these kind of steel plates and stuff like that, but trying to import those into the UK from these kind of small manufacturers would be a problem because they would have to fill out export paperwork and we would have to fill out import paperwork. So the Met Police has announced over the summer it was ditching the armoured Jaguar XJs for Baden-Württemberg assembled Audi A8s, prompting criticism. So this would be the company, I think they're an arms producer. They would be working with Audi to produce these cars then, most likely. So getting these parts in would be a nightmare. Well, Brexiteers said the German car industry would bail us out, but is this what they really meant? Because ministers need these cars given they can be easily terrorist targets. It's also been revealed that the decision was made because that no British car manufacturer is able to meet the requirements of the tender, forcing the Met's hand. The last thing you want is ministerial cars that are really low budget. They might accept that for the rest of the country, but not for themselves. The Met deals with security, so they put the car bids out for tender, and no UK company could make the car. Well, no UK-based cars, which is mad. UK-produced cars. Like, where did they source the parts from? It must have been from the EU, which means that trying to import the parts could face, the import checks. So this is a potential security issue. Last year, UK car production hit its lowest since 1956 because of skill shortages and supply chain issues worsened by Brexit and the pandemic. I forgot to mention the skills issue. Perhaps these companies relied on foreign experts to help make the ministerial cars, but it could be a combination of the two. But clearly the car industry as a whole is struggling a lot. Jaguar has provided British government ministerial cars for more than 3 decades, but its plants had to pause production at points over the past few years due to problems obtaining parts. We know there have been issues getting chips, CPUs, but we have spoken before about the struggle to get chemicals for electric vehicles, but we've seen car manufacturers and OEMs for cars leave the UK, so that would also be an indicator as to why the UK's car manufacturing is so low. The UK does produce a lot of weapons as well, so it's surprising that some of the parts couldn't be sourced from the UK, but perhaps there were broader logistical issues I'm just unaware of. 12 years of Tory instability and uncertainty has left the car industry suffering, says Jonathan Reynolds, Labour's shadow business secretary. UK car manufacturing output is less than half the level it was 6 years ago, a truly harrowing situation for a hard-working industry which deserves better. So how are you going to fix it, Labour? How are you going to fix it, bro? I'll wait. There's criticism here, but no fix. Reynolds says it was crucial to buy, make and sell more in Britain, and that Labour had a long-term plan to revive Britain's car industry. The problem is here, Chief, that they can't make the ministerial cars here in Britain. They tried to do that. So saying we should buy, make and sell more in Britain, they can't buy the parts, Chief, so they can't make the cars, so they can't sell the cars to people in Britain. Like, come on, dude. You'd have issues with procurement rules potentially, WTO rules. Also, how can you buy British when we're not producing the cars? This is just more boring populist crap, just like Trump's Buy America or Buy American. This is just more of that. They have no actual plan here. And again, I know people keep saying wait till conference and all of this stuff. Conferences have come and gone. The only significant thing I think Starmer did was 2 years ago when he picked a fight with the left wing of the Labour Party. That's about it. Last year, not much was done. They tried to get PR through, couldn't do that. I think that was the only headline. So I'll wait again for this year. Maybe I'll be able to go to conference and ask some people directly what's going on. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.